Have you ever walked into a park and looked at the children playing there and wondered whether that boy or girl on the swing is going to become an inspiration to all the kids around? Today we are going to meet one such girl who got unique talent, dedication and inspiration. Let's find out what motivated her and how her journey of success started.
There are many hungry people in this world. Over 18 million people from Australia, Europe, even North America are suffering because they don't have food. This is in the developed countries, meaning that the problem isn't in the lack of food. 1/3 of the food in this world is wasted. The problem is in the logistics, bringing the food to the people in need. The storage, the transportation, the serving of the food is all a problem and not very efficient for many people. But we're fortunate enough that we have many people in this world that are willing to sacrifice their time and efforts to get the food to the people in need. One such girl come up with an idea, Little Free Pantry. Little Free Pantry allows people to get food 24/7 and it serves and helps the community out. Now, without further delay, let me introduce to you Raji More. Hi, Raji More.
Hello. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about the Little Free Pantry. I'm very grateful.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
To start off, my name is Raji More. I'm 14 years old and I go to Normal Community High School. I've lived in this town of Bloomington Normal all of my life, and I'm really happy that I live here because many opportunities and many experiences that I've had from here has really shaped my character. I'm really interested in playing tennis and I play the violin as well. But one thing about the violin that really interests me is the fact that when it comes to reading the notes out loud, like just reading them straight, sight reading, I can't do that. I of course I know the notes, I can do that. But one thing that really interests me is playing by ear. That's one thing that I'm proud of myself at. If I hear a song, I can pick it up by ear and just play it out. So that's one thing that I consider myself different when it comes to playing the violin. I also consider myself a diverse person, being an Indian here in Bloomington Normal, as well as the fact that I'm in a program called the Diversity Project. The Diversity Project really focuses on different cultures, different perspectives, different backgrounds, and is really accepting of that. So this year, we're going to Jerusalem, and that's one interesting thing about me. I'm really excited for that. And other than that, I have many hobbies. I love watching TV, playing the violin, reading books. I love reading other people's biographies about their life. When it comes to books, I'm not a diverse person at all. I stick to nonfiction, and that's about it. So that's one thing my librarian keeps bugging me about.
Right.
But yeah, those are some of my hobbies.
So walk me through a typical day in the life of Raji More.
I wake up my alarm is set to 6:30 in the morning. I get out of my bed at 7:45. And then I go to school. I come back. If I have tennis class, I go to tennis. On the weekends, sometimes I have diversity project meetings. I don't watch TV on the weekdays. And I read a book, do my homework, and go to sleep.
So what inspired you to come up with the idea of Little Free Pantry?
So initially, I actually went to an event, and there I learned that approximately 100 children in McLean County, in Illinois, go to bed hungry every single day. And that really hit me in a different way, and I wasn't expecting Bloomington Normal to have that many people, or McLean County to have that many people who went to bed hungry. So I was thinking about that for weeks forward, and I was like, what could I possibly do? And there I stumbled across a video about a lady named Jessica McClark. She lives in Arkansas, and she started the Little Free Pantry in her neighborhood. After seeing that video, I was inspired, and I too wanted to start the Little Free Pantry here in town. So that was kind of what inspired me to actually start the Little Free Pantry. And after that, I took some more steps to actually getting it started.
I know that between school and extracurriculars, it's difficult to come up with times. So how long do you work on Little Free Pantry? Like a week, a day?
So we've been running for the past 2 years, and in the first year, it was hard to actually get it started. Coordinating location, it took a lot of my time.
Yeah.
So in a week, I can't guess how many hours, but I spent many hours throughout the week actually trying to get this started. But after 1 year, I've noticed that things have actually taken its place. So after school, I make sure to check our WhatsApp group and make sure to update any volunteers if anything is going on, any meetings that are coming up. So kind of sending those couple of reminders out there, checking up with everyone about how it is going. And on the weekends, we actually have our meetings. So in the weekends, we pay more attention to the Little Free Pantry. So yes, it is quite difficult managing school, extracurriculars, and the Little Free Pantry, but eventually it does work out for all of the volunteers.
That's good. So I know that you need to spread word about Little Free Pantry, and I know social media is a big thing out there. So do you guys have any avenues out there?
Yeah, we do use social media to kind of market and spread the word about the Little Free Pantry. One thing that we primarily use is Facebook.
Okay.
We use Facebook approximately every other day. Every other day is when we actually stock the pantry. So after each volunteer has stocked the pantry, they send a picture to us, and we post it on our Facebook page, letting the community know that it is stocked, ready to use. So we use Facebook a lot. And not only do we post only about the Little Free Pantry, but we actually post about other places around Bloomington Normal that are also having like great causes. So for example, the winter gear drive, that was for the Giving Fence. So the Giving Fence is also another organization. And so we post about those different organizations that are also doing wonderful things. So our Facebook page is one way, also our email. Our email, littlefreepantry@gmail.com, is one way that people communicate to us, letting us know about any concerns that they have.
Yeah.
That's also been really nice in letting the community tell us what we need to hear.
Okay. So I know you guys have a lot of success, but when you initially started, what were the reactions of the community?
So there were definitely positive reactions as well as negative reactions, and those are understandable. I mean, we had an idea to start a food pantry, and with that, what if someone is poisoned, like food poisoning from the food from the pantry? So there are concerns, vandalism, like what if someone misuses the pantry in general?
Yeah.
So those were kind of the concerns, negative approaches towards it. But they were the reason that those negative responses and those concerns actually helped us make sure that all the legal compliances were taken care of. All of the problems that could be happening in the future, they were all taken care of. So we needed those. When it came to positive responses, nothing like this has actually occurred here in town. Of course, there are soup kitchens, places where you can go every Sunday to get meals and everything, but a place where you can get food 24/7 and you can just walk up to the location and get food, it's pretty different and a pretty new concept. So that's one positive reaction towards it. But as you were saying, the negative reactions, those really helped us actually.
Okay. I know Little Free Pantry has had a lot of success so far in these past couple of years. So whom do you give credit to?
Yeah, when it comes to Little Free Pantry, there is not one person I can entirely give the credit to, but in fact, it's many people that I actually have to give credit to. One of them is actually the community. The community has always been supporting us, and that's the reason why we're actually here today, running after 2 years. We don't rely on donations to actually have the food for the Little Free Pantries. It's completely food donations, not money donations. So when it comes to that, the community has always been generously supporting us.
That's good.
And when it comes to a couple of people who have really guided me in terms of the Little Free Pantry, the mayor, Scott Preston, Arthur Haynes, and Karen Schmidt. So those 4 people have we had the idea, the Little Free Pantry, but we couldn't just have the box and been like, hey, free food, you can take whatever you need. It doesn't work like that. There's many legal compliances as well.
Yeah.
Problems you have to face.
So the mayors, and do they just give you guidance, or do they help out consistently, weekly, as you said that you work on it?
Yeah, so the mayor is obviously a very busy man, but when it was the beginning steps of the Little Free Pantry, he really did guide us, and he helped me reach out to many new people who are consistently there for us in the beginning.
Okay.
Now, when it comes to the Little Free Pantry and how much she actually helps us with, once in a while, annually or sometimes even more than that, he'll check up with us and we'll give him updates, presentations on the projects that we've been able to conduct in the past year.
Okay,
So once in a while with the mayor.
that's good. So how does Little Free Pantry differ from other organizations out there? Because I know you said that it has differences, but what exactly?
So, for example, Midwest Food Bank, soup kitchens that are around town. So, Midwest Food Bank, they provide to different organization places so that people can actually get food.
Yeah.
But that's a registered 501c3, so that's a legitimate organization that's nonprofit. However, the Little Free Pantry is not a registered 501c3. Instead, we run by the Good Samaritan Law of 1990, I think. I don't know the exact year, but the Good Samaritan Law. So we're not registered. And when it comes to how often, the Midwest Food Bank doesn't like serve every other day. But we stock the pantry and anyone can just literally walk up to the pantry and grab the food that they need. So it's quite accessible. Anyone can really, around that area, can just walk up to it. The soup kitchens serve every Sunday with the local churches around town. But the Little Free Pantry, it's quite an accessible way, and that's one thing that makes it really different.
So you're saying that Little Free Pantry is 24 hours, 24/7, and anyone can have it at any time.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what are your future plans for Little Free Pantry?
When it comes to future plans, right now we have one location for the Little Free Pantry. Taking into consideration that it's a national cause, like people, like small neighborhoods are adapting the Little Free Pantry thing. But when it comes to McLean County, there are still people who are going to bed hungry. There are still hungry children, hungry people. So having more locations, like seeing the responses from the Facebook page, seeing the responses from the people who email us, it's obviously a very positive response.
Yeah.
But if similar communities, similar towns, similar places applied this concept, imagine how many hungry people we can feed.
Yeah.
And when you see when, for example, Africa, we always hear about those children there that are really hungry. But there have been many approaches and many things that we've tried to solve and end world hunger. But it's still a continuous problem. So if we thought smaller and said, okay, people in this area, we need to make sure that they have food. So if you have those smaller branches, I think that the amount of people who go to bed hungry can really decrease here.
Along with positivity, there's also negativity, obviously, for Little Free Pantry. So what are the challenges you face?
So when we originally started the Little Free Pantry, we had the idea, but one thing that my friends, my family, the mayor, all these mentors that once told me are some of the problems and possible issues that we would be facing. For example, vandalism. If someone just wrecked the place,
Yeah.
If there was an inconsistent usage of the pantry, if people kept on overuse of the pantry or underuse, people did not even know about it, so they wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
Also, the issue of legal compliances, like what if someone was food poisoned by the Little Free Pantry? So those were kind of the concerns that we had. Is this even going to work? So that's where my mentors and people came into play, and they guided me through the whole entire process. Either it was legal compliances or just kind of finding those solutions to those problems. So eventually with those concerns, they eventually got resolved. So for example, for vandalism, we made sure to not include toiletries and hygiene products. So that was originally a thing that the Little Free Pantry could have.
Yeah.
But after we realized that people really could just take the toiletries and hygiene products, if we did not have that, that could actually reduce the chances of vandalism. So that's one example of how we kind of had solutions to those kind of concerns.
How do you allow people to take their certain amount they need? Like, how do you make sure that they don't take too much?
It's honestly all in the good faith of the community. We don't know the exact situation of every single family living there.
Yeah.
Every family needs a different amount of food. So we really leave it into the good faith of them, making sure and trying to tell them, hey, you really can take as much as you need.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that we're stocking it every other day, sometimes we don't need to stock the food because sometimes people don't need food on that certain day.
Yeah.
But other days, it's completely emptied out.
Okay.
So based on that, the every other day thing, that's really working out because we ensure that there's always food in there sometime or another.
Okay. So I know Little Free Pantry didn't always start out this big. So how has it grown over the years?
So we've been, this is actually our third year of the Little Free Pantry. So when we started, we originally had around 8 volunteers with the Little Free Pantry. And over the years, it has grown to over 50 volunteers who are really active and stocking the Little Free Pantry.
Yeah.
But with that, we have our core group of volunteers who are really dedicated, stock the pantry frequently, come to the meetings, who actually have ideas in the new projects that we're starting.
Are these groups like youth or adults or who?
This whole entire Little Free Pantry is completely functioning by youth.
Alright.
We do have our parents who we consult, obviously. They
Yeah.
pick and drop us everywhere.
Yeah.
But we do ask them whenever it comes to talking to like the organization's heads and everything. So making sure that all that is taken care of, we consult the parents.
Right.
But when it comes to meetings, running things, actually planning for everything, it's all youth volunteers.
Right.
So those core group of volunteers, they're in charge of all of that. Coming up with new ideas, new places we can volunteer, spreading the word about the Little Free Pantry. That's the core group of volunteers.
Good.
When it comes to leadership for the Little Free Pantry, our core group of volunteers have really played that out, kind of shown real leadership qualities when it comes to the Little Free Pantry and what it's about.
Yeah.
For example, we have many opportunities for them to grow. In 2016, when it was the first year where the Little Free Pantry ran, myself and another volunteer named Sankalp pretty much ran the Little Free Pantry and initiated the whole entire thing.
Right.
In 2017, we passed that on to 2 new lead volunteers. They initiated the whole thing, and with our core group, we had the whole Little Free Pantry kind of run by that. Next year, 2 more new leads, and it kind of plays out like that. So those 2 leads tell and inform everyone about things that are going on. The meetings, we make sure to have them initiate it. They're pretty much initiating the project.
How do you give the roles to the 2 leads? What do they have to be experienced or?
Yeah. So some of them are actually age requirements. Leadership includes experience as well. So any experience that they have when it comes to leadership, when it comes to volunteer community service, that is also included. And how many, if they've been there from the start, then they really do deserve a chance to serve in a more deeper way when it comes to the Little Free Pantry. Right. So that's one criteria. If they also tell us, hey, I'm really interested in being a lead for the Little Free Pantry, if they can show that they're really dedicated, they're in the core group. The core group of volunteers who really do want to do something different for the community.
Yeah. Besides the core group, what other people out there, how often do they help out?
So in our volunteer group, we have a WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
There we list dates. It's every other day. Anyone who's in the group chat can just put their name next to the date, saying, hey, I want to fill the pantry on this date. That's how we know, hey, this person is filling the pantry on this date. Okay. So everyone has an equal chance to be active when it comes to the Little Free Pantry. But we can track and see how dedicated they are and actually every month putting their name next to the date. Okay. So seeing how committed they are, they can come into the core team quite easily with how dedicated they are.
Okay, that's good. Before we close off, would you like to say anything to our youth that are viewing this right now?
Yeah, so the motto of the Little Free Pantry is take what you need and leave what you can. Meaning that when you are in a point of life where something is needed, in this case food, take whatever is needed. But when you are finally back up on your feet and capable of actually helping the people around you, help as many people as possible. This cycle should continue and people should keep on trying to give back to the community no matter what stage of life you're in. One other thing is that this whole concept of the Little Free Pantry is basically neighbors helping neighbors. We're just trying to help our community and the people around. So to the young viewers who are watching this, making sure that community and the unity of everyone coming together, that concept is a really crucial part of leadership and volunteering. So making sure that is really ingrained in your message of what you actually want to do when it comes to community service, that's really important.
Congratulations on your success so far, and good luck for your future in Little Free Pantry. Thank you for coming and talking about yourself and Little Free Pantry.
Yes, I really enjoyed our discussion today. It made me think about what I was actually doing when it came to community service, so it actually helped me as well. So thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks for watching. Hope you all liked it. Please subscribe to our channel for more inspiring videos. We'll see you next time. Until then, keep inspiring.